accessory dwelling units, ADUs. Now, ADUs kind of like really kind of made their way to the market a few years ago when we were realizing it here in California, there's such a problem with housing that it's like, why not let people build ADUs, or what other people in other states called guest houses, right? Now, Christy has been a longtime flipper. She's flipped hundreds of properties. Congratulations, Christy. And she has also been building and converting garages and building ground up ADUs. How did you start? How did you start thinking, okay, this is for me?
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks, Deborah. It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I just, like you said, I was flipping houses, and just in California, it's so hard to make anything cash flow unless you have 50% down or whatever. And so I thought, I was flipping a bunch, and then I think it was 2018, I finally learned about ADUs. I think they started in 2017. You could start building them. But in 2018 is when I heard about it. I thought, well, if I build an ADU, the cost to build and what I could get for rent sort of made the whole property pencil out. So I had these single family houses I was flipping. I thought, why don't I keep a few, build ADUs, and now it sort of works as a rental property with cash flow. So that's how I got into it in 2018.
That's pretty interesting. And what I find most interesting about that is that, most flippers are really flipping to kind of make that capital, to get out, make that capital so that it can reinvest it if that's your business model, or reinvest it in passive income. But you actually started looking at things and going, wait a minute, I can make this into cash flow for me, right?
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
were they all builds like ground up construction, or were you also converting garages? Because I hear garage conversions are really interesting.
Yeah, I'm doing that now actually, but I started with ground up because back then there were a lot more rules about what you could build, how to build it. The lot size had to be a certain square footage. Like in one city, it was 7,200 minimum you had to have. Well, coincidentally, in each city, I found out what the rules were, and I could build. So I thought, you know what, it makes sense to build it. Most of them were detached, and just put a second unit, back house, granny suite, whatever you want to call it, in the backyard, and then just have two separate detached houses, the main house and the back house.
So are they getting their separate, addresses and separate, utilities, like they're on separate meters and things like that?
Well, some were, some weren't. They all actually, one didn't even have a separate address, but most of them should. Actually, in that one city is going back and making me do an address and paying for it, even though they should have given me one to begin with. But yeah, for the fire department, they want a separate address. So there was just so many things to learn, and the state has sort of a set guideline that they put out, but then each city sort of customizes it to what they wanted. So you had to go city by city and figure out each city's rules. So yeah, I've made so many mistakes.
Okay, so I'm going to just say for our listeners out there, here's your first nugget. Check out the city that you're building in, right? It sounds like from city to city, it's going to be a different situation and different guidelines. So there's your first nugget from Christy.
Yes. Yes.
And as she mentioned, she's made a bunch of mistakes. So we love to learn from other people, right?
You might as well learn from my mistakes and save yourself some money and time.
Right. Oh my God. I love that. Yes, definitely save yourself some money and time. And, I've got to just say too, all the rules keep changing, right? Because when I think in 2017, there wasn't a junior ADU. And now there's you can have an ADU and a junior ADU, and that's changed as well, right?
Well, as a matter of fact, you can have 4 units on one single family R1 zoned property now. It's main house, second house, ADU, and then if you put junior ADU, you have to live in one of the 4. But technically, you can have 4 houses on an R1 zoned property now.
I don't even think I should call that a nugget, right? That's huge. Oh, hey, I have a house that I could make into a 4-plex. Right?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, okay. I can't wait to hear more. So I am told that you're going to also be sharing 3 case studies with us, which you'll go over the numbers and everything else, right?
Yeah, I'll go over pictures, numbers, things that I did right, things that I did wrong. You know, how the construction costs work, what you can do to get a loan if you need one. I use the money for my flips to just build them, but there's other ways you can get loans, and just kind of a start to finish rundown of flipper projects.
That sounds like great. You guys, if you're interested in accessory dwelling units, ADUs, figuring out how to take something and make more income from it, you know, come to our meeting. It's next week, next Wednesday, and the link is down below. So make sure that you choose the link and join us for our meeting. We got a couple great tips just right now from this interview, and there's going to be more. Is there anything else you want to just, you know, tease people with?
Oh my gosh. There's so much to it. There's so much to it. I'm going to try to condense it all in, 45 minutes, an hour, and hopefully we have time for some Q&A. And yeah, I really want to go over and help people, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of having the confidence and getting the right information from the city.
Getting the right information. Start here. Start learning from somebody who's made some mistakes and can save you time and money. Press the link below, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much, Christy, for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Deborah.